All right, so I want to do just a little bit of a acting role play kind of thing between a therapist and a patient in a world where there's a meteor that is just objectively going to destroy the world in maybe 25 years, something like that. Or if not destroy the world, more or less cause collapse. So that's the context. Be warned, I suck at acting, but we're gonna give it a shot. So let's roll the tape here. Oh, all right. Hello. I'm so glad you were able to make it in today. What brings you in? Yeah, so I guess I came in because I have been talking to my parents recently about, the concerns with the asteroid and everything. And I guess it just seems it's hard for me to live like a day-to-day kind of normal life and do all the things I'm supposed to do when I know an asteroid is going to destroy the world in like 25 years. Oh, okay, yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that. Have you ever talked to anyone about the circle of control? Yeah, so I've heard of the circle of control, and I understand that I am not in control of the meteor, and that, I can do some things I enjoy, but really it just seems, I guess, all sort of dumb when, we have this problem, we know it's coming, we know it's going to destroy us, no uncertainty about it, and people just keep on living like there's going to be no tomorrow. They're having babies. They're, the whole 9 yards. And it just really kind of boggles my mind. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that. So it does seem like you really tend to be preoccupied with all these big worries in the world and, these things that are outside of your control, right? So, one thing we really like to suggest in therapy is mindfulness. Have you ever tried just really focusing on the small things in life? Maybe things like the smell of your coffee in the morning or, little conversations that you have with people or just activities that you enjoy, maybe the sun on your face. So, I have been to therapists before. They have talked about mindfulness. But I guess to me, it's just, how am I supposed to, not know that I'm just deceiving myself? How am I supposed to not know that that's just totally, a pointless distraction from the fact that the world is objectively going to be destroyed and everything I'm doing is basically pointless? How does that, I don't understand, how the little things are supposed to, make that go away. Yes, yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. So, I do cognitive behavioral therapy, and so I really would like to give you some techniques to sort of stop those bad thoughts when they start spiraling. They seem to be some really entrenched thoughts, so maybe we can just stop them in their tracks. What do you think? I can teach you some techniques. I guess if you want to label them as bad thoughts, I don't know if they are bad thoughts. I don't know. I'm not sure if you would call that depression, if that's just sort of objectively perceiving the world like we are going to be hit and destroyed by this asteroid. And we really just have to try to reconcile that and do what we can do. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you about your first technique that you might be able to use when you start having those thoughts, okay? So for this technique, I would like you to just think about something you know really well and something you can picture doing. It's something you enjoy maybe. So I want you to just picture that thing in your mind as vividly as you can and just get engrossed in picturing that thing whenever you get stressed out. I once had a patient who liked to repair bicycles, and when he would get stressed out, he would visualize, repairing a specific bicycle that he'd once repaired. Do you think that would work for you? Well, I guess probably not, because again, it's still just really a distraction from the ultimate sort of futility and the ultimate sort of, frustration in the fact that we're literally doomed and nobody else seems to understand or care about that. So I guess, I don't know. I just am not sure. I guess I can try it. Yeah, okay, great. Yeah, thank you. So I really would like to, have you, maybe there's another technique that might work better for you. So here's the next one I'd like to share with you. This is, for this technique, I want you to breathe really slowly, just like, let your breath out and then breathe a big breath in while you're drawing a square in front of your body. It can be a rectangle, it can be a square, but it has to have four sides. And you need to breathe in. All right, draw a line, breathe out, draw the next side, breathe in, draw the next side, and breathe out and complete the square. Do you think that might be helpful? I'm not exactly sure that it would, because again, I don't feel like you're really understanding what I'm saying here. I don't feel like you're really listening, that it's not that I don't have coping mechanisms. It's not that I have problematic thought patterns. It's that I'm trying to actually reconcile with the reality of the world. And you seem to not be getting that. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. I actually have one more technique that I would like to share with you. And hopefully maybe this one will be the one for you, the one that does it, okay? Believe it or not, we humans are animals, right? And so there are some things, some little body hacks that we can kind of do when we start to get stressed out, when we start to get overwhelmed, when we start to have bad thoughts. We have some little techniques that we can do, and just kind of like these body hacks, okay? And one of these, it's called activating the mammalian dive response. And so when you're stressed out, your fight or flight is going, and if you activate the mammalian dive response, your stress will kind of go away. Your heart rate will slow down. Your temperature will go down a bit, and that fight or flight will go away. What do you think? Again, I don't know that this is really directly related to the problem, but go ahead, continue. How do you activate the mammalian dive response? Yeah, great. Okay, yeah, thank you. So to activate the mammalian dive response, you're just going to want to take something cold, maybe some ice cubes, and put them on your eyelids, okay? Oh, okay, wait. So you're telling me that when I get stressed out, I should go get ice cubes and put them on my eyes? What setting am I, how does that make any, what is that going to do for me? What settings am I going to be able to use that in other than my own house? And also, this is still just not even vaguely addressing the actual problem at hand that I've been trying to talk about. Yeah, thank you so much. If the problem is the ice cubes, maybe, you could think about, use our grit that we've talked about, use our resilience, and maybe think about some other ways that you might be able to get that cold effect on your eyes and activate the mammalian dive response. So, maybe that looks like filling the sink up with water and dunking your face in it. Or maybe it looks like, just running cold water over your face, putting your head under the faucet and just running some cold water on your face. Okay, all right, maybe I think we should really just kind of move on from the techniques. This isn't really doing it for me, Doc. Oh, yeah, okay, sure, of course. So do you have any idea, what direction we might be able to move in? Or, actually, Doctor, so I guess I struggle a lot with the feelings of pointlessness, given the fact that, we know for sure that this is all going to end, that it's going to be destroyed, that both we as individuals and our society is going to collapse. It just all seems very pointless to me. It just seems what are we doing here, Like, what? It's just dumb, right? Yeah, thank you so much. So I hear you, I do. And I want to encourage you to think about how you might be able to make your own purpose, how you might be able to find your own meaning that makes you enjoy what you're doing and, kind of happy to be here and kind of happy to be doing what you're doing, okay? Yeah, I guess, like, I'm not a stranger to the concept of, like, subjective purpose, and, like, I have some things that I do that I find meaningful and fulfilling, but I'm aware that it's, like, literally, like, this is all going to end. It's pretty dumb, okay? Like, can you just acknowledge that for me? Yeah, I guess, so I think maybe that's something we'll have to spend a little bit more time on in a future session, is really identifying what that purpose might be for you, and trying to, really iron that out and get that into something you're really excited about. Yeah, okay, all right, yeah, so I guess, Doctor, there's another thing that's been on my mind that I really want to talk about with somebody that maybe will understand. So, gaslighting, I feel like, I'm sort of being gaslighted in all these conversations, right? Where I'm aware that this meteor is going to hit Earth, destroy Earth. Everybody else, maybe they're not as aware, but they know the meteor is coming. It's an acknowledged fact. It's proven. There's no real doubt. The meteor is coming. We're all going to be destroyed. But people tell me that I'm worrying too much about it. People tell me that I must be depressed. People tell me that I need to, just kind of live the day to day. People tell me that I maybe, need to see a therapist, right? Which is why I'm here. So I guess it just, to me, seems like they're really just gaslighting me, that either they're living in a sort of collective fantasy that I'm unwilling to participate in, or, I just don't understand, Doctor. Yeah, okay, yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. Depressed people really often tend to get those sort of perception kind of shifts where you might feel like people are against you, or you might feel like people are gaslighting you, but I can assure that no one is gaslighting you. No one is gaslighting you, okay? No, certainly not. All right, Doctor, so I guess to me now it just seems like maybe you are one of the gaslighters as well. I'm a little frustrated. Nobody seems to really acknowledge that the meteor's going to hit us, the comet's going to hit us, it's going to wipe us out, and that it's a problem. They all just keep going as if it's not happening, and they call me the crazy one. And, they're popping out kids left and right, even though they know those kids are going to be destroyed by the meteor. They are saving for retirement, even though they're never going to be able to retire. They are going to work, even though they know, they're going to work at jobs they hate, even though they know, look, it's pointless, right? So I guess I just feel like I'm a little disappointed that you're not willing to sort of acknowledge my perspective on this, Doctor. Yeah, and that is really the depression talking, and I am, I know it's hard for you to be in that place, and I think that, that might be another area where we're really going to be able to make progress, but in a future session. So we're actually out of time for today. We'll have to schedule another appointment here in about a week. That's going to be, with your insurance, that's going to be about $210. Oh my God. Yeah, that's going to be about $210. I will really look forward to our next appointment. I think we made a really solid foundation today. So yeah, thank you so much for coming in. I'll see you next week. All right. Yeah, I guess goodbye. I will see you later.